And there's a pre-show.
I was like literally like 10 minutes ago because I was watching Jim Carr,
Mm-hmm.
the one like British guy, super inappropriate jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of his opening jokes was, laughter is the best medicine. So, I mean, we should all start laughing at people in wheelchairs more. And he's like, hey, for anybody out there who's offended by that, I will assure you that nobody during any of my shows who have heard that joke has walked out.
See, that's kind of fucked up just because my uncle that's fucked up for me because my uncle who's in a wheelchair just had surgery.
Oh. But it's funny. So I was in a good mood, but then literally my wife got home and she dropped a fucking bowl on her toe. So then it's like my mood just went.
Well, welcome everyone to the pre-show where Nick just blew out your fucking
By the way,
eardrums.
if you invite a friend, you normally get 5% bonus to survival X time XP while in a party. But fuck bonus for your battle pass. You don't get zero. You get 0%. They wanted to make sure you fucking knew that you don't get anything extra for being in a fucking party. They're like plus 5% at the top and then plus 0%. They could. Oh man.
If you guys listen to the pre-show, you can already tell how this episode's going to go. You can already tell.
Yeah.
But what I was saying was one of the things I like about Octane is the character himself. So, for example, when you put your guns away and he starts running.
Oh God, I love his animation.
Yeah. When he does like a little handgun thing.
Oh my God, he does.
And he looks so fucking like I saw it like the
What was I looking at? I was going to be looking at something.
My dick. I literally just played a game with the guy who was Octane, and watching him fucking run around was so fucking funny.
It was so funny
because he just like,
what was I gonna look at? I cannot legitimately remember what I was gonna look at. Because you started talking about Octane. Oh, I was gonna look at my level. Okay, right now I'm at a level 33, which is fucking,
which is good.
No, considering I've been playing it since the very beginning is sad, but also I feel like I'm a really good demographic, and I'll say this during the show too, so it's not just you pre-show motherfuckers, but like I also feel like that's a really good demographic for somebody who plays it casually, because like that's 33, that's me playing on a regular basis. Not only that, that's me playing and not getting a lot of kills because I'm just not that type of player. And then I don't want to get too much into it. So like, what else were you going to talk about for the pre-show? Because you were like, oh, let's start the pre-show. And what else was that you were going to talk about?
Well, I mean, I really wanted to just save my like thoughts on Octane.
Well, no, you said let's start the pre-show because you were about to say something. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I was talking about Octane. I was going to say I like his animation.
Yeah, his animations. I mean, he's funny and like he Hispanic, so gracias amigo.
But like, even one thing that Drifter pointed out in the little like when he was going through the battle pass stuff was like he was like his legendary skins are fucking awesome, but his normal skins are disappointing just because he mostly has skin. There's not a lot of gear that he has to cover.
Exactly. There's so much about it. It's just so fucking disappointing. I can't remember. Let me get my fan off so that we can get started.
So I want to look at this because I'm curious about the.
Okay,
that's season 6. That doesn't fucking help. It's not what I wanted to see.
And I'm back from outer space. I just came here to say, hey, shut the fuck up. It's my song. My song. Just came here to see that sad look upon your face. I should have changed that stupid lock. Should have made you walk away, right?
Should have made you leave your key. But I knew for just 1 second you'd be back to bother me. Now go. Walk out the door.
Yeah, like I think I said it last episode, but yeah, my singing is the like measure of like how good I'm feeling. because like sick, I don't really sing that much because like even if it wasn't like my whole throat fucking cancer like I had, but it's just like a stuffy thing, I still can't sing that well because you know what I mean, like I have to like breathe a lot. So like singing is really like a really good key to figure out like how good I'm actually feeling, like health wise.
Yeah.
Can I fucking help you? God damn it! You have this look on your face like a little puppy. Like, can I talk now?
I do want to point out I'm very fucking happy with that gag of the wind on the N3 episode. Like, I'm glad people were like whatever fucking Adam posted in the Discord where he was like, "Oh, look, it's the third chair walking out." Hey, I have a question for you. Did you pick up Fortnite's season 1 battle pass, or do you have any memories with that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and I actually, that's what's in the link right there, the skin tracker that gets you all the way back to season 1, which season 1 it doesn't count if you click on it. It doesn't count because that's not their true battle pass. That was just
a trial.
Yeah, that was just a trial, and you had to do some real, like real.
So on the battle pass, on the wiki, let me see if I can on the wiki.
Oh no, do the one I got you, because that was a really good one.
It doesn't even it just shows. Okay.
It shows
the first one that pops up is okay.
Is the second one, because that's the first proper one, is the second one.
Okay.
So if you click on that one, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, well, it's the same thing in the wiki. That's what I was saying. Season 1 only had a couple things.
Yeah, and I mean, like, but my I can't get into it. So stop trying to get me into it, damn it. Can't get into it because that's part of the. I mean, unless you have a question, I guess.
No, that was my question, was if you had memories of that, but you sent me that, so that's something definitely we can talk about.
Okay. I guess let me pull up my Audacity. We'll get started here. By the way, for anybody who listened to the last episode, what do we think about President Trump now?
Wait, did something happen?
What doesn't happen? I mean, literally a minute could go by and it's all
like, what happened now? Because
apparently he had 50 tweets over the weekend, and of course it was about a range of stuff. It was Hillary this, emails that, Russia, all this other stuff, and right in the fucking middle of it, he's like, "Oh, by the way, happy St. Patrick's Day." It was just, oh my god, it's funny because it's like he's popping off about every single thing, and the number one thing people are kind of ragging on him about right now is that he hasn't outright condemned white nationalists, which is the whole fucking reason that mosque shooting happened.
Right.
And it's the same thing in Charlottesville. Like, how fucking hard is it? Hey, Nate, I would like TX3 official position to be Nazis are bad.
Nazis are bad.
And nationalists are probably bad. I mean, I feel like that's a really good. Now, obviously, we can start having conversations or whatever, and it can be very civil like it was last time. But we can have conversations about how, there's a difference between like a white nationalist and somebody who is just proud to be an American. That's called a patriot.
Right.
That's not a nationalist. So, of course, when the president accidentally, quote unquote, uses the word "I'm a nationalist," it's like, you're also white, so let's try not to associate those words. It's like pit
right.
White nationalist.
I mean, I think that's the same thing, not the same thing, but like with Antifa, like you can't give Antifa any kind of fucking credit or anything. Like, there's nothing good about Antifa. Antifa are just a bunch of fucking fuckboys who just want to they're anarchists. Here's the thing. They're not anarchists. Antifa are not anarchists because Antifa is fucking pussies. Anarchists are like the people who are like, I'm going to fucking put on a mask. I'm going to like firebomb this shit. I'm gonna fuck shit up. Antifa's like, I'm gonna do the same thing. Here's a fucking Molotov cocktail. Oh no! Oh, it burned me. Fucking Antifa's a bunch of fucking.
Man, all our Antifa listeners are now just like, well,
fuck them.
The three that apparently pay for this shit.
Fuck them. Seriously, if you're fucking Antifa, fuck you, because like you're like, I can't. So here's the thing. I have I obviously don't have respect if you're a bad person, but I have I can, as a human being, I can respect someone who is like true to their word. So if you're if you're this, be that. Don't say you're this and then act like a fucking coward. Like just don't. You know, it's fucking stupid.
Whoa.
What?
Something's going on with my speaker. What the?
Go crazy.
Did you hear that?
Or
was that just me?
That was
okay, maybe it's just my headphones then. That was really weird. Like it was like any hosers. All right, we want to get this started.
Let's get this road on the show. Okay, let's go.
And the bass keeps running.
Hey, real quick, do you want to see Yesterday?
Do I want to see Yesterday?
Have you seen the trailer
Is
for
that
that movie?
Threat?
No.
Do you want to see tomorrow? No, you're talking about the one where Beatles was never a thing. Yeah, that actually looks really cool, and it's an interesting premise or whatever. And I feel like more movies definitely need to do something like that. Like a really good example, I'd say, is like one of my favorite comedies of all time is Basketball, and it's Trey Parker and Matt Stone. And it's basically South Park, but in live action, you know, like the absurdity of it and everything is just all, and like comedies like that, I really like. Now, obviously like comedies like, I'm trying to think of a like kind of down to earth comedy. Superbad. Let's talk about let's say Superbad. A comedy like Superbad is fine and everything. Although like lately, since they've been trying to emulate or one up Superbad, it's kind of just been like, how gross can we be? And I don't really like gross out.
But I don't even feel like Superbad was gross.
Well, yes, but I'm just saying that everybody has to out
right.
Bad, so then we have a movie like The Package and
see, like I feel like Sausage Fest was more trying to be in the vein of Superbad, but just went way too fucking far this way. Like I liked Sausage Fest at first, but literally Sausage Fest had a point where I was like, I don't like where this is going. And then at the end, when they have the food orgy, I'm like, I don't like this at all.
Well, and I mean, that's kind of my point where like Sausage Party, the reason it's a bad movie is the fact that they're more interested in animations saying the word fuck than they are about making funny jokes. You know, it's like
the stereotype. The douche thing was funny at first, and then like it kept on going. I'm like, this is just
it's dumb. And so that's kind of my point with like most comedies in general. And I talked about it a little bit last episode where I was talking about like Jack Black ending up doing an impression of Jack Black, or same thing with Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell was really funny at first, like the Anchorman, fucking hilarious. But the more he started doing characters like that, like he did a very similar character in Semi-Pro, but Semi-Pro was fucking just I didn't like it. And then Blades of Glory was, I mean, you change subtle things about his character, and now he's ice skating, and boom, that's fucking Ron Burgundy ice skating. So, and that's kind of my point about like comedy, is that like it just gets to a point where it's like, okay, they're trying to outdo the other one. And I think like Package is a really good example, because it's like that movie had so much gross out humor, and it's only because other movies with gross out humor exist, so it needs to be more absurdist, and it's trying to be more funny in the absurdity of the situation rather than being funny because they said something smart. So I rather it own its absurdity in a world where rules don't matter. Like another really good example are spoof movies. In spoof movies, these really outrageous things can happen, and it just happens for the sake of a joke. And I like that. I like this absurd nature of things that can just happen, and there's no explanation to it, and the characters in the movie don't actually address it, because it's like it's in their world, and it's just, I don't know.
That's why I think we can't have like you're saying with comedy. That's why I think we can't have things like a Step Brothers 2. Like I don't.
This is why we can't have good things.
That's why we can't have good things. But no, I think if they try to do a Step Brothers 2, I think it would, because I even so like Daddy's Home was okay. I didn't love it, but it was all right. Daddy's
I
Home
really
2.
liked it. As far as like a family movie, although was it PG-13? I can't
Yeah, it was
remember.
PG-13, but
Yeah,
like
so
Daddy's
it's a
Home,
family movie. Yeah.
Daddy's Home and Daddy's Home 2, I associate with Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2. Like
Yeah,
Daddy's Home
okay.
2, like tried to push the envelope more with like the over the top things, and it didn't exactly work, but it was still entertaining to watch. I
Yeah.
don't feel like we would get that with Step Brothers 2. I feel like they would try to push the envelope and it wouldn't work because Step Brothers is a fucking classic. I mean,
Right.
there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's like super bad. Step Brothers are kind of in that same echelon as cult hits that are like, oh my god, these were like fantastic. And
Right.
Superbad hasn't aged fantastically, especially the world we live in now. But
Yeah.
it's one of
I
those.
think it's a bit long, you know. It's like
Superbad is
Avatar
definitely-
would be good with a good like 20 minutes taken out of
Yeah,
it.
Superbad is one of those that we found funnier as kids. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
watched
can see
it,
that, yeah.
and now me in particular, I watched it whenever I was like in middle school or high school. I don't
Apparently
really
this
remember.
turned into the movie fix.
It turned into movie fix, yeah. But like I remember finding it funnier then than I do now.
Right, yeah, totally. Should
All
we
right.
talk about Apex now?
Yeah, we should talk about Apex now.
We should. Let's just jump in.
Let's
Let's
just
just
jump
dive
into it.
into
Let's
it.
just dive into it.
That's totally our thing. That's totally our thing. All right, ready. Recording on 1, 2, 3. 1.
2.
A skiddly-diddly-do.
A skiddly-diddly-do.
And that's why we don't want a third person, because we can't do it with a third. Well, you know.
Well, you can't do it with a third person.
You can. Skiddly-diddly-dee.
D.
Gotta get that D.
Hey, hold on. Let's start again because I think my
You are so
So-
beautiful. All right.
all right. Hold on.
Ready?
Hold on. Let's delete because I think that Jesus Christ. Okay.
You can call me Jesus.
Jesus. All right,
Mhm.
hold on a second.
Gracias, amigo.
La 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 la. Fuck, hold on. La 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 la. What the fuck?
What in the fuck is going on with
What's
my fucking mic? No, dude, go on a complete.
What's going on? Fuck.
And I, yeah, hey, yeah, hey.
What's going on? And we try. Okay, we're good now.
Oh my god, do I try? Oh my god. You gotta like swallow a little bit, like you're holding back. Oh my god, do I try?
One of the best videos on the internet.
Okay. Recording on 1, 2, 3. 1.
2.
I heard your like lips like come apart, like you were ready to say 2, and you're like, oh, you didn't say.
Hold on. I'm fuck. Is it my fucking which one? What's going on? Okay, it's my headset. Fuck me, dude. It's like, well, see, the tricky thing is it wants to pick up this, but tricky dick. It's tricky dick, yeah.
Tricky dick. Why are you so tricky?
Smelly cat.
Okay. All right. Oh wait. Where is the votes? The votes are down at the end. Okay, let's do this. Are you ready?
Yes.
I think I'm gonna go with like an announcer voice. You know what I mean? We'll see. And now for the first, it kind of peaked a little bit. And now for the first time ever, welcome to the Hop Up Cast. I'm gonna get some like jazz music.
Hey, end with a ska so I can go. Jazzy.
Jazzy. Skilly-gat-bap-a-down.
Get-a-bop-bop-dap-bop. I'm the scat man. Skibidi-bidi-bidi-doom-ba-da-bop.
Get that.
Boom, ba-da-bop.
Damn it. Nate.
Dibidi-bidi-bidi-doom-ba-da-bop. Okay.
All right. What's up, legends, and welcome to the first ever fucking shit. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the first ever Hop Up Cast. That's right, we did a vote. People voted. After the original vote, we had to do a revote.
Welcome to elections.
Oh, anyway, so the choices were the Apextra cast, which that one hurt hard. We'll do it from last to first. Hold on, redo that. So the choices from last to first place were the Sub Hub cast, Into the Hot Zone, Apextra was the runner-up, and that one hurt because I actually like that. I like me a good pun. As a dad, I'm like required by law to have at least one pun every day, if not every other hour, in order for my blood to continue pumping. And so by 60%, 42 votes, oh my God, I mean,
That was a lie. Wow.
that's at least half the internet. So 60 votes, we have the Hop Up Cast. And I like that. Now, the description as to why the person came up with this was actually kind of a nice, like, oh yeah, you're funny. But the description of why he chose the Hop Up Cast was because it's something that you would like, but not something you absolutely need. So I'm like, oh, okay. That's kind of clever.
Yeah, I can work with that.
But the fact that we have to explain it, no, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I still like mine, but I didn't
What's
throw
yours?
mine
I
into
can't remember.
the camping in the canyon.
Oh, yeah. It was
But you didn't like camping, so we didn't run with it. So I didn't.
Well,
make a big
right.
deal
I
out
don't
of it.
like camping. I mean, anybody who's just going to sit in a corner and jerk off a little bit, I mean, you might as well do that without the video game. Get some real porn on there. Oh, that's right. We have ladies that listen to this. Hello, Lady Legend.
Hey, ladies watch porn too. I mean,
that is true. That is true. Okay, this is really weird now. We're going to cut that. Cut that. Mark that so we can cut it.
I'm writing talking about porn.
The internet is for porn. The internet is for porn.
Jazz hands. What up, jazz hands?
Okay. So now that we got that shenanigans out of the way, we can get into our topic of the week. Now, this Hop Up Cast is going to be a little bit maybe shorter or longer. It just depends on how much of a rant I'm able to go on. And that's just because, you know, we don't have reader mail. We decided to focus mainly on the Battle Pass since it came out today. And so let's just dive right into it. And that is the Battle Pass is finally here. So right off the bat, I don't know how to handle this because spoiler alert, I'm not super jazzed about it. And Nate, because he is a contrarian, is always going to try to see the good side of things. And he's just going to be like, well, hey guys, let's just go get some ice cream and just talk about it.
Let's go get some.
I don't know. Should we get the nasty out of the way so that we end on a good note, or
probably. And I've from what I've seen on the internet, the consensus is that not a lot of people are happy with this. You in particular might be more not vitriolic, but definitely probably more upset about it than others. Because for most of the people, I think I've seen it, they've just been like, "Oh, this sucks. Like this isn't what I want." But I think for you in particular, it's kind of a really big letdown.
So, I mean, what do you think just from a tertiary look at it or something? First off, have you bought it?
I have not bought it yet, but that's because I just paid my car note and I don't have like $10 to spare because I don't have money right now. When I get paid on Thursday, I'll pick it up.
Okay, gotcha.
And I might also, I'm probably going to pick up Octane as well, which is another thing we'll get into. but we'll just have to see. I'm for sure probably going to pick it up just
I
because.
mean, you've at least looked at it in the menus, right?
Correct. I've
Okay.
at least looked at the battle.
So
pass.
yeah, give me your impressions and what are you thinking about while you're looking at it?
So my biggest thing with this is, of course, I'm not going to expect a Fortnite battle pass out of Apex for a couple different reasons. The biggest one being, for me, Fortnite's battle passes, its big draw for me is the new skins. Like, let me see these dope skins that are going to be in the battle pass that I can use. And if I get the bundle, like I got with season 5, I picked up the bundle in season 5 because I really wanted those skins that they were offering in the first 25 tiers. I wanted them right off the bat.
Nice.
With this, just glancing at it, just going through the list, one of the biggest things I'm taking away is that, obviously, since it's first person shooter, your main draw is going to be gun skins because that's the thing you're going to see all the time. I don't know if it's just a personal taste. I really don't know, but the skins, at least in the first 25 tiers, are nothing that I'm being drawn to. Like the triple take skin, I think looks cool, but for me, I don't like muted brown colors. I want bright, contrast colors, like the Hemlock skin for tier 4 looks kind of cool. It kind of looks like a rattlesnake pattern a little bit, but the game itself has this kind of brown, darkish green like color scale to it in terms of the map, in terms of Kings Canyon. So I personally want to see skins that pop out. I want to be able to like see on the battle, like maybe not see on the battlefield,
but
right. That could be part of the problem. Maybe it's a gameplay mechanic of why these skins are this more muted color texture.
Mark, sorry. What's up?
Why Mommy's mad?
Oh, Mommy's just mad because something dropped on her foot. It hurt really bad.
Hey, why does Mommy's have ice in her foot?
I literally just told you, sweetie. She dropped something on her foot and it gave her an owie. Okay?
Yeah, I got me an owie too.
You don't have an owie, you dork. Go away. I love you, honey. You don't have an owie. Go away. I love you.
I love you.
You dork. No, she's trying. Hey, shut the damn door! Thank you.
For the record, everyone listening on the pre-show or like the live broadcast, like Nick isn't yelling at his kid to be mean. He's doing it to be funny. we don't need anybody getting on his case.
I know, getting CPS and
get CPS involved.
Okay. Yeah, this ain't no Daddy 05.
Oh, shots fired. Okay.
Not that it's a small target. I mean.
But anyway,
I'm sorry. I don't know where would have been a good place. I mean, you might just want to start that whole thought process over because I'm not sure where I'm going to be able to cut that. She came in right in the middle of it. So go ahead.
You want me to just start from the beginning?
Yeah, whatever your thought process was, like just go ahead and start it over just in case I can't cut it right.
Okay.
Just in case can't cut it.
So, I mean, my take on it, one of the biggest things that I knew going into Apex's Battle Pass is it wasn't going to be like Fortnite's. Fortnite's biggest draw for me in terms of buying Battle Passes was the skins. Like, in particular, the only Battle Pass that I bought was Season 5, because that was at the height of whenever it was coming out on Switch. That was the height of whenever I was playing it. So I bought the bundle because I wanted those skins right off the bat that was in the first 25 tiers or however much it was. So I knew that wasn't going to be the case in Apex because it's first-person shooter. Your main draw is going to be the gun skins, not the actual character skins.
Yeah, because that's what you're seeing the most.
Right.
I mean, that is the draw, or that is the advantage, if you will, to Fortnite, is that most of their skins you get to see because they're obviously, a third-person shooter. So yeah, okay.
But my take so far on the guns, obviously the biggest thing about this would be the gun skins. None of them are doing anything for me. Like the triple take skin at tier 2 looks cool. Like that's something that I would put on there. But me personally, I like crazy contrast skins. I like something that looks kind of off the wall. I'm not a big fan of these muted brown, like dirt grunge colors. I'm just really, really not.
Yeah.
Now,
and I mean, for me, I feel like not many of them stick out as something we don't already have. Meaning, like, I feel like a lot of these or some of these feel like ones we've seen before. It's just that it's a little bit varied. Like since it's called the Wild Frontier, like if you look at let's look at what was it? It was 4. It was 4. That was the one you were talking about. The Hemlock. I mean, to me, since it's called the Wild Frontier, that kind of just looks like maybe an Indian pattern. So they were going for like a tribal
like a
thing
Native
or whatever.
American looking thing.
But
Yeah.
from like afar, that could also be looked at as like, oh, that's just a bad Christmas sweater.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a rattlesnake skin to me a little bit.
Mhm.
But I mean, and like I think Drifter put this well. Like in most battle passes, you're going to have a lot of fluff, you know, because they're not going to give you a bunch of great stuff for
Mhm.
100 tiers. I mean, that obviously just doesn't make any sense. But even still, like I feel like, and granted, this could be just because it's the first battle pass, you know.
Mhm,
But I
mhm.
don't even want to use
Growing
that
pains, yeah.
growing pains. But I don't even really want to use that excuse because Respawn has taken a look at what Fortnite in particular has done. Because I mean, this battle pass is 1-for-1 Fortnite. I mean, it's the same model. You
Yeah,
can buy
pretty much,
the
yeah.
base version or the premium bundle. It's basically the same thing. So Fortnite's had a good couple years to kind of master this battle pass system. And
Years.
yeah, I said a couple years. Did I say a few?
Well, no, it hasn't been a couple years. That's my point. It's
Since
been out.
2017. The first
Well-
battle pass came out in 2017.
Okay, I guess, but
but anyway,
its popularity really didn't blow up until later. So I guess that's my point. Like 2018 was really its year. I guess that's I'm sorry, I apologize.
But
Go
even
ahead.
still, within a year, they've been able to master that system and
Right.
be able to get a good bunch of stuff in there. So Apex coming out right off the bat with just an okay, if that, battle
Mhm.
pass. It's like, especially because the build up, I think that's what makes it the worst part, in my opinion, is the fact that we were waiting for weeks, like when's the battle pass getting here? Oh my god, the battle pass is here.
Oh, this is what you give me? Yeah. I mean, and I don't know when to get started, I guess. I don't know. Mark that. Do you have more to say?
I can add on to you. I don't want to blow my load right now.
Giggity. Just for you premium people who get just $1. I mean,
so I'll say that's that's my basic thoughts. Now I'm gonna unleash the beast and
unleash the beast.
So that's pretty much my basic thoughts on it. I know we're going to dive into a little bit more, but for right now, for the viewers and listeners, I think I'm going to unleash the Nick Beast.
You're going to unleash the nitpicky.
I'm going to unleash the
You're going to let it get a little, you're going to let it get a little cynical in here.
Get a little cynical in here.
Yeah. I mean, first off, is it fair to compare this to Fortnite?
I mean, I think so. Give me a reason why not.
Absolutely, 100%. Is it fair to compare this to Fortnite Battle Pass now?
I think so, yeah.
Yes, it absolutely is. Now, here's one of my main reasons why it's fair to do that. Number one, look at the game itself. The game itself, the reason why it's one of the best Fortnites. Oh my God. Do that again. One of the reasons mark it. The reason that it is one of the best battle royales out there is because it's taken lessons from all of the battle royales and tried to learn from them, and just the little things from like the ping system, for instance, and it's taken just little things that you thought was just like a doy, and it just made it a feature in the game, not an update, not somewhere down the road and we hope that we get it implemented or something. No, it was day one, it was there, it worked, and so for me, that's the reason why it is 1000% okay to compare this to Fortnite now, not compare this to Fortnite when Fortnite first started. This is a competition in every way, shape, or form. How much of a competition? There are pings and there is a Respawn van coming into Fortnite. That's how much of a competition this is. Okay, so it is 1,001 million infinity% okay to compare this to Fortnite. Okay, but there are some caveats. I mean, once again, we have to bring up the fact that the Fortnite skin system. Ooh.
Oh, that sounds like
The Fortnite skin system is very much different in a certain way that it is a third-person shooter. However, the things that we can kind of go one for one are like market. But I mean, there's still a lot of comparisons we can kind of go over. I mean, let's start with Apex. Apex, the way their skins work is common is pretty much just a color swap. Now it's green, now it's blue, now it's, you know, whatever color. It's a single solid color. Rare, which are most of the things in the battle pass, are usually some type of pattern with 2 or more colors. But in some kind of way, it's that's all it is just a pattern. Epic has something dynamic with it. It'd be the difference between like a static theme on your PlayStation 4 and a dynamic theme on the PlayStation 4. It's still not like, you know, nothing too extravagant, but usually a dynamic theme on a PlayStation 4, there's something moving in the background or there's some kind of dynamic. And a really good in-game is obviously the example of like Ride the Lightning. Ride the Lightning, you have like the sparks of lightning. I think like something about the code, it basically has like the matrix code going down the side of the gun, but it's moving. That's the point. And then the same thing for hero skins. The legendary versions of those have something dynamic about it, whether it's like, you know, pulsating red, pulsating blue, pulsating purple, so on and so forth. And I mean, I think that in a way, maybe they should have thought of that before they made that decision, because here's the thing, just a regular blue rarity of skin in Fortnite still changes the fundamental way something looks. A very good example, if you go back to season 2, which was really like the official first battle pass, the very first one only had like 4 items, and it was very much like, it wasn't even, I don't even remember if it was called a battle pass at that point, but it was anyway. So the very first like true to form battle pass was the season 2, and you had like a blue, which was the Squire, the pulse axe. I won't count the Royal Knight because it's just a gender swap. I won't count some of the gliders because those are just blue rarity as well. Then you have the Excalibur, which is an axe, an ACDC, which was, you know, it looks like, you know, Tesla coils or something like that. But my point is that even the blue skins on like the characters and the axe changed the way that it looked. Now in Apex, the problem there arises because the only way to physically change a gun or a person's look is to have it as a legendary skin. So that is probably our very first problem with the whole skin system. Once again, kind of giggity. But that's kind of the problem. You know, we have a ton of blue, we have 1 purple and 1 legendary. Of course, that legendary is tier 100. So I guess my point is that it's just very disappointing because we just have a very lackluster choice of things. And kind of like you were saying, the colors themselves are just very muted. They're just very nonchalant. There's nothing exciting about them. Whereas like one of my
Go ahead, finish your thought.
Like one of my favorite ones is I can't remember the title of it. Go ahead, Mark, because I have my thing open, so I'll actually go look it up. So let me look. Armory. Where is it? Not that one. Who has it? Oh, I got a legendary for my Prowler. It's the Spacewalker. So if you get a chance, go look at the Spacewalker. That's what. Okay, I found it. Okay, mark again. So one of my favorite like rarities is actually called the solstice. And it basically looks like an old oil painting. And so that's kind of like a theme, and you can have like all of your weapons have the same thing on it. Basically, they can all have the solstice on it, and it's very kind of like oil painting. And for me, like I just kind of like that mainly because my favorite color is blue, and one of the prime colors is blue, so I really like that. But my point is that like versus let me see if I can find a good example. There's Warlord, Shock, Funfair. See, Funfair has like a really like neon green, neon pink, blue. Let's see. Kaleidoscope is like if a cheetah had sex with a rainbow.
Is that a giggity? I feel like that's an animal giggity.
That's an animal giggity. That's a giggity. See, there's no good examples because most of these are pretty lively. I mean, here we go. Okay, Nile, it's a blue kind of polka dot. It's very muted. There's not a lot of color to it. But I mean, most of these blues just kind of pop in one way or another. Like you have Cosmos. Cosmos has this really nice purple, and it looks kind of almost like Galaxy. And then we got like Zeal. Zeal I actually have on a couple of mine, and it's basically like if a tiger had sex with a rainbow. Maybe not. I mean, maybe not, but it's red and it's pink and there's a little bit of blue in there, but it's tiger patterns in that. So going back to my original point, most of these stick out in one way or another. We got Envy is pink. We got Ladybug. Ladybug has ladybugs and flowers on it, and it's yellow, so it really sticks out. Then you got Slither, straight up looks like a snake, but it's a green snake. It's not that brown snake that's very muted in the Clockwork. Blue Kaleidoscope was the snake with the rainbow. Rock Bed looks like rocks, I guess, but still it kind of paps. Then you got the Funfair. I think I really want the Funfair now because that one looks freaking awesome. And then you get to the legendaries or whatever. And so to your point, everything being so muted is also a part of the reason why it's so kind of disappointing. We have this kind of Indian pattern, which is, all right, cool, whatever. But then, you have that kind of desert pattern. And I feel like, well, we sort of already had that, just maybe not that same color. So it almost feels like a ripoff because it's like, oh, well, it's just a different pattern. That's all it is. This isn't really something that we couldn't have had before, but we didn't because they wanted it to be a part of the battle pass. I mean, I'm not obviously trying to accuse them of anything like that, but it's just nothing. It's nothing that sticks out to me. It's nothing that just goes like, oh my God, I can't wait to get to here. I'm going to 49. Here we go. 49 is the exact same skin that you get on tier 2 for the triple take, but hey, now it's on your Peacekeeper.
Well, that's what I was about to say. That's not my most disappointing thing. My most disappointing thing at first was like, oh, these kind of look muted. My most disappointing thing now is the entirety of the battle pass, except for tier 100, where you have the really, really, really dope skins for the Havoc, which is a gun I don't use very often. But throughout the entire battle pass, you have you're getting the same 3 skins. You're getting Harvest, you're getting Navigator, which Navigator, if you look at it, it's like a map, so it actually does look kind of cool. Like that one I'm actually okay with. Navigator, Harvest, and Patchwork is the Native American looking one. That's my biggest issue now. And this is something that I really didn't pay attention to.
Did I spark you?
I was looking at I actually pulled it up just to look at them more in depth because the images aren't super great. So I went and looked at it. I'm scrolling through and I'm like, okay. So, and this kind of sparked a thing that I hadn't thought about until now. I don't know how I feel about the specific camo system. Like, I kind of like the idea of you have one camo you can use for all the guns.
Yeah.
If that was the case, I feel like that would be a little bit better in this. But the fact that you're just switching guns between three different skins, I'm not okay with that. I'm really, really not okay with that.
Well,
Because
I got you on the hate train.
because here's the thing. Like, there are only certain guns I use in Apex. I don't ever use the alternator. I can't stand the alternator. Nobody likes the Mozambique, so I'm not going to be excited at tier 20. So okay. If they would have had the crappier guns, like skins at the beginning, that would have been fine. But okay, for example, Navigator for the Prowler at tier 9. Okay, I'm cool with that. I use the Prowler. I like that skin. That's pretty cool. But I'm not excited to get to 24 to get the Navigator skin for the Mozambique. I'm not excited to get to level 44 to get the Patchwork skin for the alternator, which is a gun I never use and I'm never going to use. So it just doesn't make sense. And then the whole thing, I'll jump in. I'm going to go all over the place because now I'm getting angry.
Yeah.
I do like the what's the exact words for the phrases? What's the word I'm looking for? What's the exact word for the game?
What are you
The voices, like the
quips.
16. I'll be excited to get to 16 to get Mirage's quip. All of the legends they're just talking about. It's
Do you use Mirage that often though?
No, I really don't. But his is my favorite quip that I've heard because he's like,
okay.
he's like, it's the first season. Jump into it or not. I mean, I don't really care. Like, that's his quip. It's funny. I enjoy that. But all of the quips are the same thing. It's the first. Hey, it's the start of the season, and it's like, there's no variety here. Like, if you look at even the first battle pass for Fortnite.
Yeah.
I mean, in the very first one, you've got a night set. You've got what else was there? Now, granted, I feel like you can compare them as a system, but I don't feel like you can compare them to content, because of course their biggest thing is what you look like, pickaxes and stuff like that. So it is a little bit different, but I hate to say it, but I almost feel like I prefer Call of Duty Black Ops 4's tier system over this.
Ooh.
Because that's bad. But you have a lot of variety in there. You're going to get a lot of stickers and stuff that I don't care about.
Right, there's a lot of filler. I mean, there's a lot of filler, but
there's more variety in the filler. It's not just the same three things over and over again.
Yes. That is kind of what just makes this so kind of insulting, especially for 950 or whatever, which isn't a lot, obviously. And the argument that a lot of people would like to make is that hey, this is a free game. And so this is just a way that you get to basically get a large amount of stuff for not a lot of money. And so this is basically just a way to help out the developer or whatever. But unfortunately, okay, first off, if that's the way you think, that is a valid point. I don't want to discourage that at all. If you think, hey, this is just a way for me to help out Respawn because I like them, I like the game, that is a valid point. Unfortunately, I do have to point out the fact that in order to get through the entire experience of tier 100, you have to have over 2 million experience points. 2 million. That is insane. And today I had probably one of the worst days I've had for Apex. It started off good, and I think that's why it hurt so bad, but it started off good with a win, and it was a really good match because I got a kill, or I got a knockdown, which ended in a kill because let's face it. But I got a kill from a jump pad as I hopped over him. And it was freaking awesome. There's a couple of people in our Discord that actually saw it, so they can attest to it. But yeah, if you go to our Twitch, it was a really good thing. And so I was on high, and it felt really good. But then I jumped back in after going grocery shopping, and suddenly it was like a different person playing, and I was not doing good. The point I'm going to try to get to eventually is the fact that in over 10 matches, I finally leveled up the tier 1, because in order to get tier 1 you need Mark. Let me go back so I can see. Does it tell me how much I needed? No. Oh wow, it's the same per level. Okay. Ow! Okay, you ready? Mark again. Okay, in order to get tier 1, you need 29,500 experience. The weird thing is that's also how much you need for tier 3 or to get to tier 3. So that's a little weird. Is it going to be the same? But my point is that it took 10 matches. Now, the matches were varying amounts of trash, and I got to the end, but maybe I didn't get a lot of kills and we didn't quite get the clutch at the very end. I don't think the entire 10, 15 matches or whatever, I didn't win a single one, but there were several that I did get at least kind of far in. So I'm trying to say that at least for surviving, there's a certain amount of XP you get for that, obviously. And even then, I was kind of switching it around so you can have bonuses depending on like what character you play as. And I was kind of switching around them, so I was still getting my bonuses and everything. But even then, it took me 10 to level up 1 tier. And so that kind of brings up my issue with the battle pass in general now, because if it was just, hey, here's $10. Thank you for giving me this awesome game that I can, spend hours upon hours, going over. Thank you for that. And if we're being honest, if I got 10 loot boxes, I wouldn't get near as many stuff as this. Plus, I wouldn't get the same amount in Apex coins that I put into it. So that is 100%. I guess if you think about it, as far as getting the Apex coins back, you're technically getting that as long as you go all the way through. And that's kind of the problem, is getting all the way through. The value of this speaks for itself. Anybody on Reddit will go, oh, well, you get $80 worth of stuff. But that $80 worth of stuff is something that you have to work on. You have to grind on for the next 90 days. I don't know how much grinding. Like, I want somebody to, the same people who did the Star Wars Battlefront calculations, I want them to go in and figure out, okay, how much would an average player take to get through the battle pass? How many games, how many hours per day would I have to play? And that's the problem. Right now, I'm not a full-time podcaster or full-time Twitch streamer. You got your Dr. Disrespect, you got your Ninja, you got your Shroud, you got your Dizzy, you got all these people who are full time, and they might get through this within the first week, if not like the first couple of days, or but here's the thing, is that not only do they do it 4 hours a day or maybe 8 hours a day, I honestly don't know, but not only do they do it for hours per day, but they also get a crap ton of kills. And I'm just not that player. I would like to get to that point. I really would. And I'm trying. I swear to God, I'm trying. But I just, if anything, I want to know my limitations as a gamer. And my limitations are, I'm not that great. If I get 5 kills in a game, I am jumping off a freaking roof of how excited I am, But to some, five kills is trash. 5 kills is, well, did you even show up? Did you die at the beginning? And so people like, let's say you get an average of 10, so you get double digits. You might get through this really fast. But what about the average players who maybe focus more on being a support character? Maybe they focus on more of just suppressive fire. They're not the slayers, they're not the clutch people, but they're still there, they're still contributing, and they're not going to get through this as fast. I'm not going to get through this. I don't know, because I'm only on tier 2, but I don't know if there's even a slight chance of me getting to tier 100 in 90 days, because I have a wife, I have a 3-year-old, and I have a podcast, I have other obligations as an adult, as somebody who doesn't do this for a living. I have other obligations. Am I ever going to make it there? I don't know. I honestly don't.
I feel like there's a lot of people on the other line that are just saying stuff like, get good and things like that. But what Nick is saying is apt for most people, for most consumers. Like, and so, hey, correct me if I'm wrong on this. I might be speaking a little bit not uninformed here. I feel like I've seen before in other tier-based like situations like this in other games that the first couple tiers Like I feel like I recall it being a basic ranking system where the first couple tiers doesn't take that long to do. The higher you
yeah.
go up,
I
the
think
more harder it
I
gets.
think
So
when
it's
I
definitely-
first logged on to Apex and I did my first game, I want to say I leveled up to 3 or 4. It took me a couple of rounds to get into the double digits.
But in terms of like a battle pass, isn't that the norm, like a same basic ranking system, or is it different?
You know,
Because what you're saying, I feel like it doesn't make sense for all the levels to be the same amount of XP to rank up. I feel like it makes more
Right.
sense to do a gradual increase.
right, and who knows? That's only right now. That's only tier 2 and 3 is 29,500. Maybe by 5 it's going to double. 10 it's going to double. You know, it could keep going up and if that's the case, holy crap! Because that took me 10 matches to get. Then it's going to take me 20. Then it's going to take me 30. Then you know what I mean? Like the exponential like time it's going to take for me to actually do this, and not just time, but also being decent. I can't just jump in, die as soon as I drop, and then still expect only 10 matches. You know what I mean? So, Mark, what was the question you were getting at? Oh, so the normal tier system, like on Fortnite, it's straight up formulated to take several levels in order to get one tier. And that's basically because they have like the star system. So for every level, you get a star. That star goes into the battle pass. It takes 10 stars to level up a tier. But right now, the main difference is that they have weekly challenges and daily challenges that give you bonus stars. So each challenge is I want to say it's 10 stars or 5 stars depending on how hard it is or whatever. And so it gives you ways of leveling up faster, and it also incentivizes you to come back daily basically, because it's like, oh well, I could keep
Which is
playing.
true, right?
Yeah, which is I could keep playing today, but I've already done all my daily things, so I'm really kind of just grinding. So it kind of gives you an incentive. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put it down right now and maybe come back tomorrow, so that boom, I have 3 more challenges, which is like 15 more stars.
And Black Ops 4 does it in their contraband system where you play like once a day, you get your daily tier skip. You play to a certain point, you can get your daily tier skip, which I think is good. But so I'm not going to say my final thoughts because I think we're still going to talk about it. But as of right now, there's a good chance I'm probably still going to pick up the battle pass. But right now, from everything that I see on here, for one, there's nothing that's motivating me to get to these 100 tiers. Like maybe if there was better content throughout the 100 tiers, I would want to reach that level 100 to get those 2 skins for the Havoc, because they are really, really cool. But here's the thing. For one, I definitely am not doing it in 100 days or 90 days. 100% I'm not doing that. But also, I feel like right now, I'm more inclined to spend my dollar less. I feel like I'm more inclined to spend $8 to get Octane than I am to spend $9.50 to get the Battle Pass.
That's a good point. Yeah.
That's where I'm at right now. I'm for sure going to pick up Octane because he's a character I want to play as.
Right.
But there's nothing about this battle pass that's like, and I feel like that is a big thing to say when I said earlier that I feel like the contraband system, which is broken and which I don't like any of their monetization systems in Black Ops 4, I feel like that is a better stream than what's in this battle pass, because there's more variety. Yeah, you're going to get reticles and stupid stuff that you don't care about. But I feel like I care more about that. And I'm not even playing Black Ops 4. I'm like the majority of people who are like, screw Treyarch right now. They're trying to get all of my money and I don't appreciate it. I'm not going to be a part of it. I would rather play that right now to get the contraband stuff in that stream than the stuff that's in this battle pass. Now, granted, I'm having more fun playing Apex. That's without a doubt.
Yes,
I think Apex is for sure a better game. But as far as what you're providing me with this battle pass, I'd much rather play the contraband stream on Black Ops 4. And I feel like that's saying something. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We are ragging on it a lot, and I mean, I have to apologize, I guess, because, you know, if that's not what you came to listen to, you know, you wanted to hear our opinion on it, you know, I do apologize. Like, I shouldn't have to. Obviously, I shouldn't have to.
Well, so here's the thing. I was a lot higher. Or like when we started the episode,
it's hilarious, honestly.
I was very much like, you know, oh, it's not that bad, Nick. We'll get into it. And the more I looked into it, because for full transparency, I was working all day today, 2.5 hours away. So I like listen to the stuff that like I listen to some shows and like watch some YouTube videos about.
You
what was in
listen
the
to
Battle
Drifter and you're just like, well, he knows what he's talking about.
Pass. Shut up. But when I actually sat down and looked through it all, scrubbed through it all, and looked at what all it was offering, I think the thing that set me over the edge was the fact that there's no variety in skins. You're getting the same 3 skins for just different guns the higher you go. So like as a person who came from Call of Duty, you know, I would grind out those headshots so I could get those better skins. Why? What?
Grind out those headshots.
I would grind out getting those headshots, you know, because especially in like older Call of Duties, I mean, to get like Red Tiger and Blue Tiger like that, I mean, they were really difficult to get if you weren't like a pro player, and so it took me a while to get them. But I felt satisfied when I finally got them because I knew I worked my ass off to get to that point. There's nothing about this battle pass or anything that's in here. I mean, maybe the Apex coins and maybe like the XP boosts.
Yeah, and that's kind of one thing I was going to touch on is like, you know, if you do want to look at it as, hey, I'm supporting Respawn, you know, it as long as you're willing to, and I mean, I'm sorry, this is the caveat, but it is, as long as you're willing to do the work and, you know, do that grind, you can technically get your money back. And so therefore buy more, which incentivizes you. Okay, now I'm going down a bad hole. Anyways. Yeah. But that's I mean, that is kind of the thing. That is kind of the frustration is that like, I do want to support Respawn. And in fact, I did buy the battle pass and, you know, I started working on it. Well, obviously I talked about tier 2 and everything, but still like I do want to support them. And I obviously we have this podcast, we have this platform, so to speak, to talk about the thing we love, which is Apex Legends. But it is just kind of like, oh, okay, well,
and that's what I'm saying too. I feel like I'm going to buy the battle pass to support them, and in the hopes that the next battle pass will be better, because like it is a free game. But there's this is one of those that I'm fine buying it, but I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm not, you know.
So you're fine buying it, but you're not going to go out of your way to experience the full breadth of it.
Correct.
Yeah, and I can totally.
$9 drop in the hat. That's fine. Respawn, continue to make the game better. Totally fine. You can have my money. I'm just not going to go through all of that for what I feel like is not worth it. Now, I do have a question to pose to you.
Yeah.
Do you think that this would have been a little bit better? Do you think that this would have been a little bit more worth of the grind if they would have included Octane somewhere in the battle pass?
See, that's kind of iffy. Because, you know, full transparency, I am level 33 and currently only have 6,000. So in order to get enough to buy him, I'm going to have to, so it's 2 for every 1,000. I need 6,000. So 6, 3, wait, 6? I need 6 levels? No, it's 2 levels. For every 1,000, I need 6,000. So that's 12. I need 12 levels. Oh my God. I just got broken even more. I'm either going to have to shell them out or I'm just going to have to grind even. Oh my gosh.
Well, see, like I said, I don't have a problem spending $8 for like, I didn't buy, I haven't, full transparency, haven't bought Caustic, haven't bought Mirage. I know you have bought at least Mirage.
I did buy Mirage, and for the silliness of having them every once in a while, I'll pop onto them. But yeah, for me to get, oh, I just lost it. Octane, for me to get him, yeah, I have to grind for 12 levels in order for me to, you know, and of course that was one thing, and I don't want to harp too much on Drifter or anybody else who does this for a living, but like one thing in particular that Drifter said is like, oh, I'm so glad you can just buy this with the red stuff, because obviously everybody has some to spare. And I'm like, not dads who have a life and who don't play it on a regular and who aren't great at killing, i.e. me. Not me. I don't have that. I have 12 more freaking levels before, or I shell out money. And I don't like either choice, to be honest, because I do want to try him, because I want to, he's obviously going to need to be in one of our deep dives. Now, granted, he'll be one of the last ones since he was one of the last, you know, legends to join us, but still, I have to now somehow save up enough to get him. And then if I'm truly going to do a deep dive into Caustic, do I need to play as him? So now I have to, oh, it's so much.
Well, so what I was getting at was, is like, for example, maybe 25 or 50. If at 25 or 50, well, hold on, let's see what's 25 and 50 right now. If at 25,
Well, I mean, you get a skin for him, but obviously
right.
you don't get him. So
Well, yeah. So like if at level 48, because that's when you get the skin, if at level 50, instead of getting the 50 tag or something like that,
Mhm.
do you think it would have been more worth the battle pass if you like at level 50 or level 25, you got Octane?
you know, I'm gonna be super I'm gonna be super super, what am I trying to say? I'm gonna be super
Super.
market again. I'm gonna be super
Super trooper. Things are gonna find me.
Shh, it's not helping.
But I
Oh,
always.
please. I'm being serious. I'm gonna. Oh, okay. It's not the word I was looking for, but I'm gonna go with it. Okay, Mark again. I'm gonna be super selfish, and I'm going to say that I wanted him with the battle pass. You know, I think giving him giving people the option to buy him outright and also grind for him is great. Thank you for doing that. However, I bought the battle pass and there was a huge part of me that was like, okay, now I get Octane, right? And I'm like, oh no, you have to pay for him. Of course, somebody in the Twitter comments were, well, actually, they said that the characters would never be a part of the battle pass. It's like, okay, they were never going to be a part of the battle pass because they wanted everybody to have access to him. Yes, absolutely. However, I kind of expected spending money would also get me him. Like there would have been multiple options, which yes, there is, but still, I got the battle pass. I'm selfish. I want Octane, and instead, I don't get Octane.
What also
It's
doesn't
gonna
help.
take so long for me to get Octane.
What also doesn't help is that I know they clarified and said that Legends will never be a part of the Battle Pass, but whenever they talked about the Battle Pass, whenever they're talking about the stuff coming out, they're like, with the Battle Pass comes new Legends and this and that. So for most people who don't pay attention to the fine print, which is most people who fall for stuff in sales,
Right.
oh, new Battle Pass comes with the new Legends. Awesome. So the Legends are going to be in the Battle Pass. And like you were saying, and Drifter said it too in his video where he was talking about, it's cool that they didn't have Octane locked to the Battle Pass. So you could still use him, you could still buy him, you could still earn him, whatever, even if you don't have the Battle Pass. That is great. I feel like this wouldn't be such a bad thing if this Battle Pass wasn't so disappointing.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I'm probably going to buy him. I'm probably going to buy him anyway because he's a character I want to play. I don't mind spending $8 on him. And like I said prior, I feel like I would rather spend. I'm going to spend $8 on Octane, and I'm going to use Octane. I'm going to spend $9 on this Battle Pass, and I'm probably not going to use the Battle Pass.
Yeah, good point. Yeah,
that's my stance on it. And I know that here's a challenge I want to make for anyone listening. Let us 100% know how you feel about the Battle Pass. Let us know if you're super happy with the Battle Pass. And if you are, tell us why. Tell us what makes you so excited for this Battle Pass. Because I want to find someone who gives me a good answer, a good reason why this is a good Battle Pass. Because frankly, I don't think it is. I don't think it is at all. And like I said before,
I'm getting so worked up.
When I say I would rather play the contraband system of a broken ass game like Black Ops 4 than grind this, that's a problem. I feel like that is a huge problem. I didn't think I was going to get this worked
just like your mom.
Good God. There's just it's just little things that are adding up and just making me more angry about this whole situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, like I'm right there with you. I think it's funny. I just think it's funny because you definitely got there, sir. You definitely got there. Sometimes she does too, but you know,
not often, but
go ahead and mark it. Crap. What was the last thing you were saying? Oh, you challenged somebody. Okay. Mark it again. And that's not really a condescending challenge by any means. He's not trying to condescend to. We are genuinely. I am too. I'll admit. I am too. I am interested to see. Well, how many people are there genuinely like it? And by genuinely, I guess that's also.
We don't mean internet sarcastically. Like, do you really like it, and what do you like about it?
Like, yeah, that is something I'm interested in because it's just there's a difference. There's a difference between genuinely liking it and really excited for it, and just being okay with it. And that's kind of the differentiator that I think both of us would like to know is, if you just think it's okay and it's like, oh yeah, it's fine, like if you're nonchalant about it, like, okay, then great. I'm glad you like it. I want to know anybody out there who genuinely like, oh my God, this is everything I ever wanted. All the speculation leading up to it, all the hype surrounding it. Is it what you wanted? And once again, it's not to condescend you. It's not to belittle you. We genuinely would like to know if it is something that you enjoy.
Yeah, if it sounded belittling, I didn't really mean for it to.
It didn't help that you were yelling it.
Yeah, it didn't help that I was yelling it. But no, like genuinely, we do want to know what your thoughts are on this battle pass. Like I said at the beginning, the consensus from what I've seen on Reddit and everywhere else on the internet, like a lot of people aren't happy with this. But I really do want a good reason why you think this is a good battle pass. Like I said again, and I'm going to say it over and over again. If it was more variety in skins, I think that would soften the blow a lot. But the fact that it's just the same 3 skins that are transitioning from different guns, that I'm not going to use half of the guns that are on this list. I mean, in rotation, I'll use the longbow sometimes. Preferably, I'll use the G7 Scout. And where is the skin for the G7 Scout on this anyway?
I don't know, somewhere way down.
Somewhere. Yeah, it's 94. 94. Like all the guns that are at the top, except for maybe, the Spitfire I use and the Prowler I use. And those are pretty low.
One last thing I'd like to do for comparison's sake is to talk about the different things they had for Season 2 for Fortnite. And we're not going to count the ones that are just reskins. So obviously you have the Blue Squire and the Royal Knight and the Black Knight. Those are basically just reskins of each other, and so I'm not going to count those. But what I'm trying to point out is the variety. So we have 3 skins for the Battle Pass, right? But it's just different guns. Then we have the Legendary skin that makes it 4, correct? Then we have the Epic skin, which makes it 5, correct? And any other skins, you have the banners, which are kind of like, we could equate those to like dances and stuff in Fortnite.
Which the banners are cool.
It's just filler, is my point. There's plenty of filler in Season 2 as well. Okay, so that was a total of 5, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so we got the Black Squire. We have the Pulse Axe. We have the Get Down. We have the Sir Glider the Brave, the Excalibur, the Royal X, the Sparkle Specialist, and AC/DC. Do we want to count the backpack? Because that is like something they added.
I personally enjoy the backpacks in Season 2. Like the shields are really cool.
All right. But I'm just saying, if we count that, it technically beats Apex. If we don't count it, it's technically the same.
Hold on one second. Baby. I heard a thud and I didn't know what it was.
Okay. So technically, it has the same amount as Season 2 of Fortnite. The only thing is, and this is very technical or whatever, but the only thing is that the reason why it kind of upsets me is that even a blue rarity still, look at it. It's a knight. It's a knight. That doesn't look anything like the default skin. versus a blue rarity in. And that's why, like, near the beginning of the show, I said they kind of screwed up by doing the rarity system like they did, because a blue rarity in Fortnite looks completely different than the default skin, rather than, you know, because you got your blonde white guy, you got your black guy, you got your Asian guy, black girl, white girl, and I want to say, is there an Asian girl too? Yeah, there's an Asian girl too. So instead of the blue being a tie-dye version of white guy, it is a freaking knight.
Right.
Which I'm going to point out that Fortnite didn't have a black or Asian knight. Clear racism.
Triggered.
Wait. Danger, Will Robinson. I'm triggered.
Oh,
I'm super old. All right. I mean, I don't know. So that was like 40 minutes of bitching about the battle pass, you know. And if you're still here and there is a part of you that maybe is just kind of like, you know, these guys just, you know, whined and bitch. These guys are your Jim Sterling. These guys are your Clean Prince Gaming, where all you do is talk about negative stuff. I mean, I genuinely do apologize, because that isn't us. We are usually, I mean, especially Nate. I mean, the fact that I got Nate on board, like, there's a part of me that just loves that and just takes so much pleasure in that. But at the same time, even Nate is usually the hype guy. Usually Nate is the corporate apologist, which, you know, not in a bad way, obviously, but it's nice because Nate usually contradicts what I say. And so we have this back and forth, and that's usually how it goes. You know, we disagree on a lot of stuff, but unfortunately we happen to agree, but it's in a negative way. And if you don't like us being negative, I want you to know that neither do we. I can put up a really good front and I can go on these rants and everything, but in general, I am a pretty positive guy. I'm the guy who came up with Nick and Nate jingle, you know, whereas like Nate kind of just looks at me like, why are you being stupid? You know?
Yeah.
But I mean, that is just who we are. We're very positive guys, and we try to look at everything in positive ways as we can. And you cross us on the street, we're not going to say F you. We're just going to be like, hey, dude, what's up? You know, and that's just the kind of people we are. How you doing? Yeah, that's just the kind of people we are. So if you don't like us being this negative, it's the feeling's mutual. I don't like being this negative, you know. And in fact, there's actually a part of me, and it's silly, I know, but there is a part of me that almost feels weird about having to be this negative or be this contrarian about something that's essentially free to play. You know, it's like, well, does anybody even really care? I mean, obviously Reddit does. Reddit cares, but still, like, there is just this small part of me that's like, you know, am I making too much out of this? You know, am I putting too much into this, and I really should just be happy in general? You know, and like, there's definitely a part of me that thinks of this, but then I just look at how much grinding I would have to do. I look at my beautiful baby daughter and I'm like, you know what? I think I want to see her in the next 90 days. So, you know, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to focus on that. And, you know, that 950 respawn, you can have that. You can have that. And thanks for giving us content. You know, thanks for helping us build this community that we have on Discord. You can check it out in the description down below, or you can, it's always pinned to whatever our top thing is on Twitter at Apex Legends Cast. You can go there, you can join the community. The amount of support, the amount of people that come to us and just say how much they love the show, it means so much to me, you know. So Respawn, you can take that 950, and that's your payment for giving us this chance to, you know, oh God, giving us this chance to just, you know, put ourselves out there. And I mean, I can't be more happy that, because I mean, we've been trying for so long, and we've been at this for a while now. And, you know, Respawn gave us that opportunity in a way, you know, maybe not directly, indirectly, whatever, but it happened, you know. And so, you know, thank you for that. And if I can end that this show on that positive note, I would love to, because Respawn has technically given us something, even though we might be upset with it now. It is something that we do still like, and it is something that has hopefully forever changed us. If we look back 5 years from now, and we're maybe doing this a little bit more full time, or we're doing this even just part time, and we're able to do something that we absolutely love to do. We love to make content for you guys. We love to give our opinions. We add the little songs in and we make it our own, and we make it this product that we're proud of, and if we can look back 5 years from now, and now we're starting to do it more full time, we're able to start making some money off and make some really good content. Maybe we got some new equipment and everything. We got our Patreon supporters there. We got Adam. I'm not gay. I'm Kevin. We got Mav Cop, and we got our boy Danny's, and I mean, that's just the start. That's just the start of the year. And hopefully 2019 is going to be great, and we look back and what was this all? What did this all start with? Technically Vermintide 2, but let's not go there. It technically started with Respawn. You were supposed to laugh then.
I didn't want to. I knew you were still talking, so I didn't want to interrupt.
Okay. Beep, beep. But it technically started here, and it really started to blow up, and it blew up with this in particular. So let's leave it on that high note. Let's leave it on, thank you, Respawn. Thanks for making a game. We're not always going to see eye to eye. There's going to be some stuff that maybe we're not happy about. Maybe it's like, hey, you need to fix this. You need to fix this. But in general, we really like Apex Legends, and we're going to keep coming back to it on a regular basis, whether it be for the new content, whether it be for the new, characters and stuff and the weapons and everything. And, we're going to keep coming back. So
I get
anything
knocked
to add?
down, but I get
But
up.
I get up again. I'm never going to keep me down.
I get knocked down. No, I mean, you put it perfectly. There's nothing really I can add to that. I mean, of course I can just parrot what he said by saying we really do appreciate everything you guys are doing, that everything you guys have done and are doing. I mean, it's like he was saying, we've been at this for a while, and for the start of it, we didn't really have a whole lot of interaction with anybody. It was just us, and which is totally fine. But the fact of, especially when you're podcasting and you're doing something that you love, when you get that immediate feedback, when you get that responses that you've been looking for years for, it means the world. I mean, it's something that you can't really describe. It's something you can only experience. So that's things that you have given to us, Respawn, and the people who watch and listen to this show.
Absolutely. All right, guys. So thank you so much. Let us know what you guys think about the Battle Pass. You can go to Apex Legends Cast on Twitter, Apex Legends Hubcast at gmail.com. We will definitely do reader mail next time. So any questions you have, game related, or if you just want to say, hey, what's Boise like, or something, I don't know, something weird, like just AMA, right? If you want to do that, you can go to at gmail.com, or you can even go to ThreadX3. That's TX3 Productions on Twitter, ThreadX3 Productions at gmail.com. You can get the hold of us either one of those ways. Thank you so much for joining us, Nate.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm still mad about the Battle Pass, but yeah.
And thank you guys for joining us so much. We're going to see you down in Kings Canyon, where it's going to be legend. Wait for it. I guess I don't normally end it that way, but fuck it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Stop it. Stop. Drop. No. Oh. Yo. Gonna rough right up. Oh. So we get to call this what? We get to call it the hop up.
The hop up. To be fair, in the live stream, I called it the hot drop because I forgot we called it the hop up.
Oh, controversy stewing again. Oh, by the way, the people from Hot Drop, or at least one of the people from Hot Drop, actually did finally get back to us. Apparently he was on vacation, and he was like, hey, we're all good, man. Don't worry about it.
Good. That's good to hear.
Yeah. And I was all like, no, thank you for saying that, because it was genuinely something that I was worried about. So yeah, he got back to us. He's like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. We hope you do good. I'm like, well, thank you. I literally, this is how I ended it. I was like, thank you for keeping things civil, ... And then all in caps, war. So, okay. So go ahead and get that on the drive. I'm doing this one, right? Or were you talking about the Hubcast proper?
Well, this week in general, since you have spring break, you'll probably end up doing them on
Oh,
Friday.
well, since I have so much time.
Well,
Dude,
no, like
I totally forgot to tell you this. I told you, forgot to tell you this. So I went to St. Patty's Day at my in-laws, my wife's mom or whatever. And there was a guy there, Don Lee. I want to say he's my wife's husband's nephew. So anyways, talking to him, we end up talking. He likes video games. He actually streamed a little bit back in the day, and I just I think he got me on the like, how do you stream or how do you do your stuff? I'm like, oh, I just stream through the PlayStation and I have this capture card. It's a really super basic one. It just, it just basically records onto a USB. It's super not. He's like, oh, well, I used to stream or whatever. And so like, if you want, I have this Elgato that you can pretty much just borrow indefinitely or whatever. I'm like, I'm going to take you up on that.
Yeah, for sure. Streaming on Elgato, like especially when you get a better PC, streaming on, like I can open up Elgato and can go from just capturing gameplay to streaming. I mean, it's just a button click. I mean, it's
I don't know what model it is because I know that certain Elgatos don't let you stream, but even being able to record and do audio at the same time would be really good, because the audio that I get on the PlayStation is ever so slightly crappier than the audio that I get on my PC.
So
you can tell the difference between how crisp it is and stuff.
One for a fact is the original Elgato captures at 30 frames. The one I have is the Elgato HD60 and it captures at 60, obviously. So for things like Apex, like it's gonna if it's the original one, it's gonna record at 30, which isn't terrible, but for most people,
right,
that's the usual thing. But
I mean, go suck a dick at that point. I don't give a fuck.
What
I don't care. I really don't give a fuck about like frames per second or whatever. But
did you watch the Google thing today?
No, I didn't. What's that all about?
God,
I know it's a streaming console, pretty much, right?
No, it's no console. It's basically like Google has thrown their hat in to they are the next like PlayStation, Xbox. I mean,
yeah.
Watch the stream or watch the reaction stream that Kind of Funny did, because that's what I did.
Yeah,
and it's like this is the next step in gaming. Like basically one of the things that's the biggest takeaway from this is it's called Stadia is what it's called.
Okay. Oh, that's the one where you can like share play, right?
Right. But this is the thing that I thought was the coolest thing. They didn't say anything about details about like, the pricing or anything like that. But one of the things they're going to do is, so let's say you're watching, the example they gave is you're watching a trailer on Ubisoft's YouTube channel for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. When the trailer ends, on the screen, you're going to get you're going to get a thing that says, do you want to play? And you'll click and you'll immediately in the Chrome browser start playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. No matter if your PC is powerful or not, it's all through the cloud. Another thing is,
so how is this like a subscription base? Is that what it is?
They didn't announce anything like that. They're going to talk about it later this year, either at Google I/O or at E3. But they're also releasing a controller, which
I saw that.
This is the one that I thought was really cool. On the thing,
it's a PlayStation controller.
It is, but there's two buttons that are new on it. One's for capture, but it's not just capturing gameplay like on PS4. It's like there are multiple different ways of capturing things. So the other one is a Google Assistant. Now, there's a microphone on the controller. So an example they gave was you're playing Rise of the Tomb Raider and you're stuck in this tomb. Instead of, which I had to do for Shadow, instead of fumbling for your phone or getting on your computer, press a Google Assistant and say, how do I get out of this tomb? And on the same screen, it's going to pop up a video, a YouTube tutorial about how to get through the thing. And then when you're done with it, you just go back to the game.
What the fuck, man?
It's like next level shit.
Wow, that is kind of cool. I would like to, I mean, I think that's the main thing is going to be like, well, what's the price level? Because even if it is a subscription base, as long as that subscription base isn't over, let's say $50 a month, I think that's a no-brainer. You know,
Yeah.
like, because even if I get a good PC, I'm not going to get a PC that's ultimate.
Well, that's
know
what's
what I mean?
awesome about this is you don't have to. You can play
That's what I meant. Yeah.
all of this on a tablet, on a like a shitty Chromebook. I mean, you can play. all
Okay,
of
this is the post show. Yay! I didn't
Yeah.
even think of that.
Yeah.
I was just like having a conversation with Bud.
Anybody watching, or yeah, you're watching because you're watching this. Go check out the stream if you have it. It's
Yeah.
fucking
Mhm.
incredible. Like
I
it's
think
like,
I'll check it out and maybe we can talk about it on Nerds of Third.
which remember, I'm not going to be here this Sunday.
What? I
I
thought
told you.
I
I told you
thought that was last Sunday and then ended up
it moved to this Sunday.
to this Sunday. Fuck you, you stupid whore. So now I have to have another co-host. Do you understand how hard you are to replace?
Get Maleficara. Get Link and Maleficara.
Ugh, Link? Link? Really? That guy?
When's he going to PAX, by the way? Is it next week?
PAX is?
Is it next week? I don't remember.
That was such a Nick answer. Just like when PAX is. Is the I know the Borderlands is on the 28th. That's what I know.
So it's next week.
Yeah, I think it's next week. So yeah, we should shoot him some money. If I get the $20, because PlayStation, I did the free trial for PlayStation Plus. If they shoot me back the money, which is like $20 or whatever, if they shoot me back, then I'll put that in the PayPal. And then, so that could be, or I won't put the whole amount. Maybe I'll do like $5. Maybe you could do $5 and, Coach can do $5 and we do that and then get him a fucking t-shirt or something.
Yeah.
So he can start, just be like, hi, Triple Threat. How you doing? I said Triple Threat, but yeah, Threat X3, you know what I meant. Funny story for you post showers. Triple Threat was actually what I wanted to call it. I wanted to call it Triple Threat Productions. And I happened to Google Triple Threat Productions, and it was this like dance studio somewhere. I don't even think it was like in Idaho. It was just, I honestly can't remember where it was. So I was like, all right, Triple Threat's already taken, even though it's some small town thing. I don't want some jackass to give me problems. So I'm like, what about Threat X3? It's like, it's ×3, Even though, like, some math historian's going to look at T to the third power. It's like, actually, it's not Threat X3. It's Threat to the third.
Technically, it's threat cubed.
Yeah, that's what to the third is. Yeah, jackass.
Well, I'm just saying the math terms.
It's a different terminology for it, but it's also the same. Like woke and wake.
Well, on that note, I've got work in the morning, so we're gonna end the post show now. On that note of fucking math, get the fuck out of here with that. Bye.